From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carmina Conde.
And I'm Abigail Salas. Now, the weather, same old, isn't it?
I know, same old New Mexico. Elijah is next with your first look at weather.
And they are correct again. New Mexico is currently the same. It is a beautiful sunny skies today with 71 degrees with that mild winds of 3 miles per hour. Humidity 11%. That dew point was 10 and barometer 30.07. And let's go over here. As we can see, our high for today was 71. That average right in the middle at 67. Your low was 39. But our high in record temps was in 2017 at 83 degrees. Our low was at 1976 at 18 degrees. And your precipitation today was, of course, no rain. And let's head back to that desk.
The city of Las Cruces has 40,000 residential recycle bins within the city limits. But are recycling efforts good enough within the county? Jorge Fonseca reports.
Every day, these trucks make up to 8 trips, carrying Las Cruces garbage to a landfill in El Paso.
You only have 2 options. Either you recycle it or you bury it. So diverting any kind of waste from going into the landfill and being buried is definitely a good thing.
Brandy says residential recycling is successful because everyone has a blue bin, but it's a different story for businesses.
So paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard, a lot of businesses have, especially cardboard, a lot of businesses opt to, their products coming in packaged in cardboard. So that's definitely a big one.
Restaurants have an especially hard time recycling. They use plastic, cardboard, styrofoam, all of which cannot be used thanks to food contamination. Rolando has managed and owned Miguel's restaurants for well over 5 years, and recycling costs him up to $150 a month.
We did for a while, but we just can't afford it. So we just buy the dumpster, we rent the dumpster, put the stuff in the dumpster, and off it goes.
But the dumpster costs only $100 a month, saving $50. Brandy says New Mexico has fewer recycling centers compared to other states. She says until the state has more centers, recycling won't be a priority. Jorge Fonseca, News22.
Stay tuned. Elijah will be back with your national forecast.
And later we'll meet an NMSU professor who says his students should travel the world. More on that when News22 continues.
Welcome back. You're watching News22 Thursday,
where news matters. It said the best education comes through travel, so we can see how people all around the world live. That's a perspective of an NMSU professor who does everything he can get his students to see the world. News22 Lisette Leiva reports.
Any good teacher, Dr. Jeff Longwell shares his passion with his students. His passion is the Spanish language and the cultures where it is spoken.
So aquí en la ofrenda este es pan de muerto.
He believes cultural awareness can help solve many problems in the world, so he encourages his students to learn new languages and travel.
I think I can talk about my experience. That I think that it opens your mind to the bigger part of the world that we live in, that it's not just us, that there are other people to connect with.
He says learning the language of a place is important because it's the best way to build bridges.
I saw people's reactions when I was a gringo learning Espanol, learning Spanish. They thought, well, that's cool, and they were very open to helping and to sharing language and culture with me.
He has traveled to many Spanish-speaking countries: Argentina, Spain, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, and many more. Embracing the cultures and languages he encouraged his students to explore.
I think it's important because Prof. Jeff make us work together and then share our culture with the students, and they can understand in the first hand about the culture that we represent here. To learn a new language is like to develop like a new soul. So it's the way that you can like know yourself in a different way.
Dr. Longwell motivated students to see the world and learn new languages as part of their education.
Well, it's going to help me use it in the future for my other jobs. My current job, I have to use Spanish already.
Pastel de chocolate, de anything.
It's definitely something that I've definitely considered.
With all the division in the world, he believes understanding one another can go a long way in calming things down and prepare students for a multicultural world.
We just got to make the effort to do so. And by traveling and learning languages, I think that's a way that we show that we're interested in expanding our knowledge and horizons.
Lisette Leiva, News22.
Now, Elijah's next with your national forecast.
Hello guys, thank you. So as we can see tonight in the U.S., we are experiencing a lot of different fluctuations of temperatures. In El Paso over here, we're seeing 45 degrees, but up in Seattle, 42. Over here on the other side, in Detroit, 46. Right here in the middle of Denver of 31. But down here in Florida, they quite haven't caught up yet with the winter bug and still at 70 degrees. Let's check that other map. As we can see here, estimated snow coverage is really hitting around the west side of the United States, and a little bit up top of New Mexico is catching some of that snow bug too. Let's head to that next map. And as we can see here, there is a wide variety of average temperatures covering the United States in California and Nevada, as we can see here, and the Four Corners. A good mixture of that 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s around here. But up north, all blue in those 30s and 40s lows temperatures, and down in the south, 60s and 70s. Haven't quite caught up with winter yet. And after your commercial break, I will be back with your local weather forecast. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with your local weather forecast. As we can see in Albuquerque, 67 degrees, Farmington at 63, Santa Fe at 59, Ruidoso also at 59, Las Cruces at a beautiful 71, and Deming also at that beautiful 71 degrees. For tomorrow, we can see Albuquerque drops down to 67 degrees, Socorro at 71, Roswell at 75, Farmington up north at 65, and Deming at 67. For Alamogordo tonight, it's a beautiful, very cold 35 degrees. Tomorrow, 75 is going to be your high. Truth or Consequences tonight at 34. Tomorrow at a very sunny 71. Silver City at 36. Tomorrow, your 69 is going to be your high. Still beautiful and sunny all across New Mexico. Tonight, 39 in Las Cruces. Tomorrow, 77 is going to be your high. And thank you, and we'll pass back to that desk.
Stargazers have a special reason to look skyward this weekend. The last supermoon of the year is arriving Friday.
That's when a full moon happens while it's at its closest approach to the earth, making the moon brighter and bigger than usual. This moon will also be a beaver moon, which got its name because November is when beavers prepare for winter by straightening their dams and storing more food.
And Ben is next with a look at sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sport, it's going to be a battle between Aggies this weekend. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it!
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk sports. NMSU football is heading to Texas A&M on Saturday in a battle between Aggies, and if NMSU wants to pull out a win, it's going to take a miracle. NMSU is just playing for pride at this point. Their hopes of a bowl game were crushed last Saturday with their loss against Western Kentucky. NMSU is no stranger to walking into SEC country and pulling off shockers. Last year around this time, the Aggies boat raced Auburn 31-10, and Tony Sanchez's squad looked to replicate that this Saturday at 6 on the SEC Network. If I had a nickel for every time an NMSU team was playing a Texas A&M team in the coming days, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happening twice. And this time it's on the hardwood. The Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders are coming to the Pan Am tonight against the men's basketball team. NMSU is off to a promising start this year at 2-0 with a backcourt of Christian Cook and Zawadi Jackson are showing immense potential early on. The game starts at 7:30 on ESPN+. Also, the women's team is currently undefeated, and they're taking on UTSA right now, where they're trailing by 7 in the fourth quarter. This weekend, we'll see the last game of the NMSU volleyball team season on the road against Middle Tennessee. The Aggies are sitting in third place in CUSA, but this doubleheader against the Blue Raiders is crucial. A pair of losses could send them as far down as 6th heading into the conference tournament. The games are on Friday and Saturday at 5 and 12 respectively on ESPN+. Well, we're heading into week 2 of the New Mexico High School playoffs this weekend, and both Cruces teams are still in the tournament and looking to keep their title hopes alive. Centennial earned their bye week after a perfect 10-0 season and is now getting ready for Rio Rancho, who walked all over Sandia in round 1 to get here. Las Cruces High didn't get a round 1 bye, but decimated West Mesa 49-7 behind 3 touchdowns from their bruising fullback Daniel Amaro. They're heading up to take on the perennial bridesmaids of 505 high school football in Volcano Vista. Both games are at 7 p.m., Centennials in Las Cruces and the Dogs in Albuquerque. That's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Elijah will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories. News 22 Jorge Fonseca showed us the challenges businesses face in New Mexico in trying to recycle. And we met an NMSU professor of Spanish who urges his students to travel and see the world.
Thank you, guys. Now let's take a look at that 5-day forecast coming up in the week. On Friday, we have a beautiful 77 degrees with that low of 44. Saturday, little gloomy at 74 degrees, that low of 47. Sunday, though, showing a chance of rain at 56, that low of 34. Monday, partly cloudy at 60 degrees. Might need to bring that sweater out, that low of 34 degrees. And Tuesday, back again with a little bit of rain at 56 and that low of 29.
Thanks, Elijah. That's all for News 22 tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abigail Salas.
And I'm Carmina Conde, and from the entire team of News 22, good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Hola, buenas noches, soy Lizeth Leiva y estas son las breves de hoy con Noticias 22. La policía de Yall, Nuevo México, investiga el hallazgo de varios cráneos humanos, uno de los cuales podría estar vinculado a la desaparición de una mujer en 2019. Los restos fueron encontrados en una casa en Yall a unos 45 minutos de Hobbs. La investigación comenzó cuando un hombre, Cecil Villanueva, fue visto arrojando lo que parecía ser huesos de humanos desde un automóvil. Un patólogo confirmó que los fragmentos eran humanos, lo que llevó a una orden de registro para la casa, donde se encontraron entre 10 y 20 cráneos. Aunque inicialmente se pensó que había una conexión con la desaparición de Angela McManus en 2019, la oficina del sheriff del condado de Lee aclaró esta tarde que no hay un vínculo aparente entre los restos y el caso de McManus. Aunque vivía cerca de donde los encontraron los fragmentos. Villanueva no enfrenta cargos actualmente. El Día de Acción de Gracias se acerca y el Departamento de Agricultura de los Estados Unidos está enviando recordatorios sobre seguridad alimentaria. Para su pavo, el USDA recomienda recogerlo al final de las compras para mantenerlo frío el mayor tiempo posible. También revise el empaque para asegurarse de que no tenga rasgaduras que puedan permitir la entrada de bacterias. Puede descongelar el pavo de manera segura en el refrigerador o en agua fría. Recuerde desechar los alimentos perecederos que hayan estado a temperatura ambiente por más de 2 horas para evitar el crecimiento de bacterias. Para preguntas, puede llamar a la línea directa de carne y aves del USDA. Esto fue todo por mi parte del día de hoy. Que pasen un excelente fin de semana. Hasta luego.